Welcome to this comprehensive class member transition program policy training provided by the UIC College of Nursing. This training will address post-transition processes and the comprehensive program. This training will enable comprehensive program staff to understand the processes that take place after class members have moved into the community. It will help them understand what incidents need to be reported to the comprehensive program and also complete comprehensive program documents correctly. Documenting post-transition engagement and status changes, Policy P5.1. The comprehensive program requires prime agencies to document post-transition care management visits, as well as nursing visits, using the web app data management system. This is in addition to any internal documentation system that the prime agency may use. The minimum in-person care management monitoring schedule is as follows, although more frequent visits may be required based on class member needs. At least weekly for 4 weeks following the initial transition. At least monthly for the remaining 17 months post-transition. Prime agency registered nurses, RNs, are also required to meet in person with class members within 7 calendar days of notification or awareness of an unplanned hospitalization or emergency department visit. If notification is after the hospital visit and discharge, the RN must visit within 7 calendar days of notification or awareness. All visit documentation should be entered into the web app within 5 business days of the visit taking place. Per Policy P0.08, Care Management, prime agencies may request approval to conduct and document virtual care management visits under certain circumstances. The class member must be stable in the community, and there must be documented ongoing collaboration with in-person providers, such as ACT, CST teams, the MCO care coordinator, or residential staff. Class members may also request virtual care management visits as a preference. If requesting virtual visits for class members as preference, the prime agency should secure signed documentation from the class member indicating their request. Prime agencies may initiate the approval process by completing Form 5.8, Virtual Visit Request Checklist and Quality Review, and submitting and requesting a case consultation in the web app. UIC Con and IDHS must approve all virtual care management exceptions. Care management and RN visits must always be in person following reportable incidents. In-person care management visits are expected until approval is received. Prime agencies may conduct virtual care management visits temporarily without IDHS approval for other circumstances, including when the class member has an actively contagious illness, the class member self-discharges and changes their location frequently, the class member is unavailable due to work or school schedule, or the class member is currently incarcerated, hospitalized, or in a place or situation deemed unsafe for prime agency staff. If the barrier to in-person care management visits continues beyond 30 days, a case consultation must be requested via the web app. Comprehensive program staff and UIC Con must be kept up to date on significant changes in class member status after they move to the community. This includes changes in address and phone number, guardianship status, eligibility for the program, disengaging from the program, or the class member's death. If a class member has a change in address or phone number but is remaining in the CCMTP, update this contact information in the web app. A class member may be closed to care management services if, after transition, they return to a long-term care setting and are unable to transition back to the community within 90 days, are incarcerated for more than 90 days, or move outside of the state of Illinois. A class member may also be closed if they no longer desire to continue services. Closing a class member during the 18-month post-transition period requires approval from IDHS. The prime agency will initiate a request for closure by requesting a case consultation in the web app and uploading the appropriate Form 5.7 post-transition closure checklist. The decision to decline the closure will be made during a case consultation call only if necessary. For more details regarding post-transition closure to services, please refer to Policy P5.06, Post-Transition Closure to Services, which outlines procedures for class members who are closed to services post-transition, and Policy P507, Temporary Out-of-Home Stay, which outlines procedures for class members who have a temporary out-of-home stay. Post-transition case reviews and case consultations are described in Policy P3.04, Case Reviews. Case consultation calls are held both pre- and post-transition at the prime agency's request. The process for requesting a case consultation is described in detail in Orientation Module T3.2 and in Policy P3.04, Case Reviews. Post-transition calls are scheduled 60 days after notification of the class member's move. Post-transition call attendees will include, at minimum, UIC-CON, the class member's assigned IDHS quality monitor, and the class member's assigned prime care manager. Prime agencies are responsible for ensuring any other necessary staff attend the call. This may include, but is not limited to, subcontractor staff, the transition coordinator, housing locator, CST, ACT staff, the registered nurse, and occupational therapist. Other individuals may be invited as needed, for example, managed care organization staff or UIC assistive technology unit staff. During post-transition calls, UIC-CON will review the status of the clinical recommendations that were previously provided in the web app. Prime agencies should be prepared to discuss the implementation of each recommendation that was made. Post-transition call notes, including documentation of the status of each clinical recommendation, will be published in the web app within 5 business days of the call. UIC-CON may request a IDHS quality monitoring review if there are clinical concerns regarding the class member status that are discussed during the post-transition call. Reportable incidents, Policy P5.02. Reportable incidents are significant events that have the potential to negatively impact a class member's stability in the community. The comprehensive program requires that these incidents are documented and formally reviewed when they take place within the first 18 months of transition into the community. Prime agencies are responsible for documenting all elements of the incident using the reportable incident feature in the web app. The form requires information on when the incident took place, when the agency learned of the incident, and who was involved. There is also a space for the agency's narrative of the incident and a description of the agency's response. Level 1 incidents are urgent and critical incidents that must be submitted immediately and no later than 24 hours after the agency learns of the incident. These incidents include class member's death, suicide attempts, assault, fire starting, felony arrests, missing persons, or abuse and neglect. Level 2 incidents must be reported within 48 hours of the agency learning of the incident. These include unexpected hospitalizations or emergency department visits, injuries, reinstitutionalization, fires other than those started by the class member, behavioral incidents, or exploitation. Finally, Level 3 incidents include property damage or destruction, vehicle accidents, non-criminal evictions, and alleged verbal or financial abuse or fraud. They must be submitted within 72 hours of learning of the incident. Current versions of all comprehensive program policies and forms can be found in the web app library, and educational resources can be found on the Colbert-Williams training website, managed by the UIC College of Nursing. Any questions can be directed to the Colbert-Williams Help Desk, linked at the bottom of every page of the Colbert-Williams training website. Thank you for your attention and efforts to ensure safe and successful class member transitions.